Pilots in War Thunder have a big problem. Most don't know how to execute a head-on. The mutual annihilation full commit head-ons are painful to watch. Sometimes, when you are damaged, or simply outnumbered and about to die anyways, taking an enemy with you would make sense. But in the overwhelming majority of cases, the dumb full commit head-on is totally unnecessary. But today, I plan on fixing this by delivering my own FW190 head-on tutorial. Before we begin, this video will not cover how to aim, as that can only be learned by everyone on their own. I will also not cover how to head on in other planes except 190s, as they're not my area of expertise. So, to the topic at hand. How do you execute the perfect head-on in the 190? Step number 1. You must make sure to be as fast as possible. 190s love speed. The faster they are, the better they move, the better your odds, even in the case of a failed head-on. Even if your opponent doesn't die, just because you're fast, you have the option to extend away and avoid getting dragged into a dogfight or getting trailed and shot in the back by simply being too far to be easily shot. Step number 2. You must fire first. This is extremely important. You are armed with the mighty MG151, but your ballistics and velocity are worse than almost any other comparable cannon in MG. Furthermore, you increase the odds of an early kill by shooting early, which means you are safer, much safer when you evade. And when the enemy sees you fire first, the tracers coming from a 190 will discourage many players from even firing back or continuing the head-on in any way, and some may simply go evasive, giving you a free deflection shot. Here are 2 examples of this on screen.
Oh, you're back.
I've beaten.
Step number 3. You must evade. Always try to evade first. So even if you miss or just damage your enemy, you always avoid the enemy return fire, or else you enter the realm of the dumb full commit head-on. Now I will go over some tips, tricks and techniques to increase your chances of hitting the enemy while avoiding their incoming fire. One head-on you should avoid is the one that goes straight up into the vertical. The enemy from above practically has the advantage, and even if you cut a wing off or set him on fire, he might just hit you and kill you as well. So these kinds of head-ons should be avoided. The example on screen was just luck. With positions reversed, you can see how easy it is to move and aim when you're diving. The enemy, or any plane for that matter, always struggles to move when going against gravity. You should avoid this type of head-on.
I will go. Alright.
Now on to an example when you don't evade in time. This can happen. Here I was just lucky. But Shavaks usually will end you in one shot. Sometimes though, the enemy's aim is pretty bad and you can just roll around his bullets and go back into the head-on and kill them. It is very risky though, and should be generally avoided. When it comes to aiming though, you should generally fire in a neutral position, which for the slower ones among you means your wings should be horizontal. This gives your head-on burst its horizontal width. Then if you still have time or the enemy hasn't fired back yet, you should roll 90 degrees to either the left or right, but preferably left, and I will explain why in a moment. The 90-degree roll is to give the head-on burst its vertical width, which functions as a artificial vertical convergence. This will serve to saturate a good amount of area to increase the likelihood of your opponent getting hit. Right now you can see I do this with the BF109Z. I roll to the right, fire and forget. Generally, it is hard to estimate where the 30s will land, but this way I just increase their vertical convergence by giving some of my barrels the chance to send the 30mm higher and at least partially counteract the bad ballistics. Another important thing to note is that you should really become familiar with your guns. So in cases like the ones on screen now, you shoot enemies before they even enter a late head-on. You shoot where they will be and immediately evade before they even ever get the chance to shoot back. And that's a good way of just staying alive. A cheeky trick you can employ is the pretend to be oblivious. You could just not fly straight to the enemy, giving him the impression that you're not actually aware that the head-on will happen, and then immediately pull in, shoot, evade. This way the enemy probably was preparing to lead the shot, and all of a sudden you're flying straight at him, throwing his aim off, giving you the opportunity to shoot first and evade first, yet again. Here the Sea Fury tried to do it with me, but I anticipated it. It is a mind game. Now, why you should always or most of the time evade to the left, unless it is better to do so to the right, is because most people are right-handed. Approximately 90% of the human population are right-handed. So they all are more precise and more accurate and feel more comfortable pulling the mouse to the left, which means when you evade to their right, which is your left, they will have just that little bit added difficulty in aiming, which gives you a chance to survive during your evasive maneuver. And last but not least, you really must become familiar with your guns. Learn how to use them. So ballistics and aiming becomes second nature. All you really actively do is evade. So, to recap, before I leave you with the rest of the montage, first of all, be fast. Enter the head-on with enough speed to be able to move around as much as you need to. The Focke-Wulfs love speed. Get as much of it as you can before entering the head-on. Secondly, shoot first. That is not only to kill the enemy faster, but also a dead enemy will not shoot back. Thirdly, evade first. By evading first, you ensure that even if you don't lethally damage or outright kill an opponent, you will stay alive and have a second chance to kill him some other way. So that was it. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something and that we see less full head-on commits in War Thunder. So now I will leave you with the rest of the montage. Enjoy and have a nice day.
Nice one.
You're gonna have that zero coming for your ass here. You see him? Sword killer. That's an A6M6. You have big Daka. A 47 and another zero in the back. Oof! I saw that.
I'm guessing it's like a 5k, so I have to lower the mixture to like 45%.
Oh, hier nur ein Wingtip, aber interessiert ihn nicht.
He's in a flat spin.
In the 109. Oh, yep, 109 close. Nice. I go for LA5.
On MDF. Okay. Don't kill them too fast because you could farm some money, you know. Yeah, maybe. Just play with him a bit, Darkest.
Oh, ooh, nice. Yak. Wow, it's fucking cold in there. You got him, man.
I got his central gear leg damage.